Hey guys, welcome back to our third person shooter series. In today's video we will be setting up weapon interactions, like adding text that displays the name of the weapon. Okay, so if you missed the last video, I recommend you go and watch that, just so you can get to where we are now, just so it makes it easier for you to follow along. Let's get started. So what we want to do is, you want to head over to third person character. Inside the character, you want to create a new graph, just so we can keep our interactions separate from the base inputs. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to go to where it says graphs, new graph, call this whatever you want, but I've gone ahead and called mine functionality. And once we've done that, you want to go to top left of your screen, click edit, project settings, input, action mappings, and you want to create a new action mapping and call this interact, which I've already done here. And I've got mine on the E key, but you can have it on whatever you want. Now that we've done this, go ahead, head back to the third person character, and let's search for interact. As you can see here, it says input, action events, interact. So now, once we've done this, we now want to check to see if there's any actors overlap. So you want to check, overlapping actors. For the class filter, you want to put that as actor. And you want to overlapping actors, you want to break. So for each loop with break. Then what you want to do is the array element, you want to get, does implement interface. And that interface simply being the interaction interface. And you want to run a branch from there, just so we can check if it's true or false. If it is true, we want to get the message interact. So interact, you want to get the interact message. So the target being the array element, and the interactor being itself. So let's just clean this up just a little bit, bring this down. Okay. So what we want to do from the end of interact, we want to go all the way back, put that on the end of break. And then we just want to move this up. So we want to tidy this up just a little bit. And then we can get started on the next one. So now that we've done this one, let's head over to our weapon master. I've already got mine open, but yours will be inside blueprints. And we want to start on this as well. So let's add a print string here. And just call this true. Just so if it's true, we know it's working. So if it comes up saying true, we know that it's actually being implemented to the weapon. Let's go ahead. Oh, what? It would actually help if I put the weapon in the game. So let's go ahead, click on blueprints, click on weapons, rifle, drag in AR4, drag it up just a tad. Let's walk over to this. And if I press E, it should now say true, which is good, which now means the functionality is going through to the weapon. What we want to do now is display a widget. So inside of our blueprints folder, let's go ahead, make another folder called UI, which I've already got here. Inside of this UI folder, you want to right click, go to user interface, go to widget, and we're simply going to call this W for widget underscore interact. Now inside of this, you want to go ahead, delete the canvas panel, you want to get a size box, you want to drag that down, you want to get a border, and you want to get a text. Now don't worry about it being really big like this. So what you want to do is top right of screen which says fill screen, click on that, click desired on screen. For the size box, we want a width override and we want a height override. So we want 200 for the width and 50 for the height. For the border, you want to click on that, go onto its brush, set it to alpha all the way to 0. And for the text, you just want to align to center. Okay. Now, what we're going to do quickly is inside of our graph here, we are going to make a variable. And we're going to call this interactable object. And we just want this to be of type text. We want this to be instance editable and expose on spawn. Now that we've done this, what we want to do is head over to the weapon master. You want to search for a widget, which I've got here. The widget that you want, so you go add component, you type in widget, it's the top one. You then click on this, go to the user interface where it says space, you want it on screen, not world. Widget class, you want it as interact. In the draw size, you want it to be the size we made the text, so 200 by 50. And then you want to compile and save. Once we've done this, we want to right click on our interaction radius and add two events, on component begin overlap and on component event end overlap. Let's drag this down just a tad. So on begin overlap, what we want to do is cast to our player character or third person character. So cast to third person character. Whoops. And then we want to get the, so from here, what we want to do is we want to make a Boolean or can pick up, which I already have here. So can pick up, you want to set that to true. You want to make another Boolean called interact UI. So this is just a check of our interaction UI. So it's object reference of the interact UI. We just want to check if it's valid. So what you do is you right click, convert to validated get. We're not going to do anything off is valid just yet, but from is not valid, we want to create widget. And for this, we want to get that. And as you can see, that Boolean we made inside of the widget has now appeared here. So what we want to do for this, you want to drag out the weapon structure and you want to break. So let me just line these up. You simply want to plug weapon name in interactable object, and we'll go ahead and we will get rid of all the other ones here. So hide unconnected pins. And then we want to set our interact UI, if it'll actually allow me to set it. So set this as widget. Let's go interact. Let's change the reference, change variable type, yes. Okay, sorry about that. So that's what you want it to be. You set it. And then from here, you set widget. Set that. And then if we drag this up just a little bit, from here, we want to set visibility. I'm going to set that true. So then all we want to do is reroute this, make it a bit near. And then from is valid, plug it straight in. Let's just go ahead and reroute this. Okay. So we've done this for on begin overlap. On end overlap, all you want to do is simply check and pick up false. Okay. So once we've done this, I've just got my notes here. Okay, so once we've done this, we want to open the weapon. We go to the blueprint, you want to go to weapons, you want to go to the rifle, and you want to go to AR4. Inside of the AR4 here, you can see our weapon structure. So a weapon name. This is how I like to do mine. So pick up. Oh, so hold on, press. I like to do it like this, just to pick up AR4. Weapon enumeration is M4. The mag size is 30. Current ammo is 30. And the damage we'll just say 15. We don't have a weapon icon yet. It's not a melee weapon, and that would be our interact. There's no interact UI. That's fine. Can we pick it up? Yes, we can. Okay. So now let's see. Before we do anything as well, let's bind the name of the weapon to the variable. So what we want to do is if we go over to our interact reference or our interact UI, where it says text, click on bind, create a binding. Oops. Go back. Click on bind, remove that binding, and then get interactable object. So any interactable object, that's their name. Okay. So before we do anything, let's add another assault rifle in. Just the more the merrier. So create blueprint class. Let's call this BP underscore AK. call this AK-47. And then what we'll do is we will get our mesh for our AK. So we want to look for our KA-47. One on the X value. Class settings. Class defaults. Okay, so weapon structure. So press E to pick up AK-47. That is an AK. Mag size 30, 30, 15. And pick up. Okay. Now let's add this and see if it works. Okay, so what I'll do is we'll just do a little fancy little thing here. Not really fancy, but rotate the gun 90 degrees. Lift it up just a tad. I'm going to put it against this wall here. Because, you know, I like to have my rifle standing up. Looks cooler. Let's move this up just a little bit. And let's rotate this. Like this. Okay. And then let's just add in our AK. We're dragging our AK. Move it up. Let's rotate this. Move it up again. And then move it to the right, just so they don't clash. Because we don't want to see both names at once. Quickly save all. And then what we want to do is want to go and test just to see if the names are showing. So, as you can see here, press E to pick up AR4. That's true. And the reason that's happening. So, they are staying on screen for some reason. So, let's see if we can find out why that's happening. Okay. I know exactly why that's happening, even before we check. So head over to our Weapon Master, and you see where we've added this? Just make some space. Grab our widget. Set visibility. Leave it unchecked. Plug that in. And then if we do it again, boom, walk away, it stops. See, now it all works. Fantastic. So now that's working. As you can see, both weapons are showing names that we've set. So it's good to see that it's working. It's that easy just to add a new weapon. Simply create a child class of the master of the weapon that you want. And then you don't have to do anything inside of the child, as it all comes from the master itself. So that's all we have time for in this video. In the next video, we will be attaching a weapon to our character when we pick it up. Thank you for watching. Stay awesome. And I'll see you in the next one.